What up, people? So, this video is about Pac not being a thug when he was young. Now, this really is a response to the many people that I've heard make this point down through the years. It's really a silly comment to me. I don't know if they're making it for positive reasons to say, something positive about his character, or if they're saying it for negative reasons to try to illustrate the point that oh, he was just playing a role or whatever. It was fake. He wasn't really a thug, because when he was young, he was just. I think that's more so what's it about. And so my response to that would be, how many of us are, when we're young, what we are going to be like later on in life? Not many of us. I mean, I went to school with several dudes that, were just regular dudes in high school. And then when they got out of high school, just turned into something else. Whether it be thugs, they all of a sudden tried to, portray a gangster thug image, or whatever else. The same thing happens with girls. How many girls were, innocent or came across as innocent in high school, like they didn't do anything uh, wild, sexual or whatever, and then get out of high school and completely turn into something else, whether it be a stripper or doing porn or whatever, you know, selling drugs. This happens with people, you know. Um, so I don't understand what the big point is about him being or becoming something different as he grew older into young adulthood than what he was when he was a freaking teenager, or preteen years. I mean, that's crazy, you know. Um, but I mean, even he admitted, I don't think Pac was really faking it when it came to that, because even he admitted that this was something new for him, because um, when he was spitting at the media people that time, when he was trying to get in his van with his crew, and they were leaving, some function, and cameras were bombarding him, and he was spitting at them, you know, and he was saying, "Thug style, that's my new style." He said it like two, three times. That's my new style, thug style, you know, and so he's admitting right there that he's not trying to be, something, um, something other than what he really is, and so again, I don't understand why people always, have to make this point. But, you know, of course he couldn't have been a thug when he was young. I mean, Pac had a extremely intelligent mother. An extremely intelligent mother who was very much so about something. And she was very much so about raising a son who was about something, you know? And so, I mean, he said in his songs, in one of his songs, but in particular, pour out a little liquor. He say, you watch your mouth around my mama. You couldn't cuss, man. And so, that shows you. But I mean, we all know the background that he came from. He came from the Black Panthers, and he talked about that in interviews and expressed his pride about that. So there's no way he could have been um, anything like a thug when he was young. But also on top of that, you know, Pac, um, he wasn't only trying to be seen as a thug in the first place. That was his rap image. That was his rap style for his rap career. You know, but I mean, obviously he made heartfelt, intelligent songs, um, songs showing love, like a lot of love towards women and towards, people in general, you know, struggling people and everything. So he put a lot of intelligence, in his raps and expressed intelligence in his interviews and documentaries and everything. So I mean that right there show you that a person is not just trying to be completely what we think of as a thug, you know. Also, you got pictures from photo shoots that he did where he got his glasses on, he got specs on, very intelligent looking specs, and he's wearing button down shirts and got them tucked in, like sporting this, preppy style, so to speak, and so I had a homeboy that like that was a huge Pac fan, and it just like really like moved him to see Pac dressed like that when we was kids. He was like, man, he got the glasses on, and he was just like really just blown away by that, in a good way. And so again, and I do believe this was like, you know, after he started repping the thug style, that he was doing this. And so, you know, so he was, he was himself trying to be something, also besides just being seen as a thug. He got interviews where he was talking about being a music supervisor on a movie and working with Alanis Morissette. Um, I mean, these are not things that just your typical thug to the heart person are talking about doing. He was talking about starting a political party, you know, and again, not something that a person that's only trying to rep thug style or be seen only as that is going to be talking about. So, so I think people ought to knock it off with this talk about Pac not being a thug when he was younger. I mean, also I think Pac's idea of thug and thug style really just meant, a person that comes from the wrong side of the tracks, but still ends up being confident and very swaggy and full of game, you know, not game like a motherfucker that want to play mind games all day, but a person that can recognize game all day, and a person that has game, when it comes to the women and being able to pull the hot chicks and these kinds of things, and not having to be some like buttoned up nerdy type fool to you know be the type of person to go along to get along. You can be your own man and just be completely immersed in your blackness and still be huge and awesome. I think these were the things that Pac meant by thug. Because there's a documentary where he's talking about being from the ghetto but still walking around with his head up, chest out, talking loud, you know, and he's associating that with thug style, you know. So it was really more about that. We all know that Pac created his own ideas about things, like he created the acronym with the word nigga, never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. It was the same thing with thug style, and he expressed it. He, I think it was actually Geronimo Pratt that expressed the fact that he had a conversation with Pac about it, and Pac was breaking it down, what it meant to him, what the idea, the new idea he was trying to create and base around it, and what it meant, So that's really what Pac's thug style was really about. It wasn't about this crazy shit we see nowadays with fools with hair all over their head and pants sagging way below their ass and everything, which is a total embarrassment at this point. Me, I'm still a young man, but I am 1,000% embarrassed by niggas walking around with their pants way below their ass, showing their underwear and shit. You know, I was at a gas station the other night getting gas, and to the right of me was this young cat and female. Me and her kind of walked out the gas station around the same time, and so when I was pumping gas, her dude gets out the car and he starts pumping the gas, and you know, had his ass towards me and just letting his pants hang way down below his ass, showing all his underwear, and he wasn't on no gay shit, but what it was he was trying to really exude this thug prowess, if you will, towards me, you know. And I'm like, man, look, that shit don't intimidate me. You know, I see that shit. I mean, really, I do see it as something gay, something straight, weirdo like. A nigga with his ass hanging out, completely, his clothes hanging way below his ass. The only place where he could receive entry for sex, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, it's some gay shit to me at this point. Um, so all you want to be thugs out there that's doing that, please knock it off. But this is my little video explaining, what I think the thug style with Tupac was about. All right, peace.